So I've had the Corsair Void RGB headset for quite some time and I really like it, but it's getting old, tatty, and of course it still has micro USB. To be honest, it's the only reason I still have a micro USB cable, because of my headset. So we had great success upgrading the Vitas to USB-C. If you haven't seen that video yet, click up there somewhere. So I decided the next project I want to take on is upgrading my headset to go from micro USB to USB-C. Now, unfortunately, unlike the other projects, I didn't know how to take it apart, I didn't know what I was going to find when I took it apart, and I had no idea how to get the USB-C port in there. So it was a fun adventure, but spoiler alert, I got it working and it looks awesome. Now, of course, this project does require PCBs, and the best place to get PCBs is from JLC PCB. So here's a quick message from them as their today's sponsor. So JLC PCB's been sponsoring the channel for quite some time now, and the reason I continue to work with them is because their products are amazing. They offer a fast, reliable service that's really competitive on pricing, that's second to none. It's super easy to order online, and their experts are ready and waiting to take your queries or questions. So let's have a quick look at how that ordering process works by ordering some of these USB-C breakout boards. So drag and drop the Gerber file from the description below, and then it's going to show you a preview of the PCB front and back. This is where you can change things up: PCB quantity, the colour of the PCB, and of course the thickness. Now, these PCBs need to be 0.8mm, so they'll work with the Vita and other applications, but as you can see, it's only $2.20. Absolute bargain. So why don't you check out the link in the description below for more information, and of course the latest offers, because they're always running deals and coupons. So thanks again to JLC PCB for sponsoring this video and providing the PCBs so we can make this USB-C upgrade. Right, let's have a look at those PCBs and then we can tear down the headset and try and figure out how I'm actually going to get this installed. So here we have the USB-C breakout board that was kindly provided by JLC PCB, and we used the same one when we upgraded the Sony PlayStation Vitas to USB-C. So I've already put the USB-C port on it, and I've put two 512k resistors. These are required if you want to use a smart charger. They basically tell the charger, please don't provide more than 5 volts. So we're going to tin the data plus, data minus, the ground, and the voltage, of course, the 5 volts. And I'm going to put the wires on here first, just so when I'm actually putting it and trying to see where I'm going to put it inside the headset, it's already got the wires on there, so it's one less thing to worry about. So we'll get those wires soldered on, and it's pretty easy. Use flux and you're not going to have any problems at all. Now, of course, it's better to use different coloured wire, but unfortunately I just have this red wire at the moment. So here's my headset, and as you can see, it's a little bit tatty. It's got the micro USB port on it, as we can see, and it is quite old. I've had this headset for 2 years now, something like that, but it's actually a really good headset. So I'm going to upgrade the ear cups as well, so we've got nice new ones coming, and then of course it's just a case of tearing it down. I did look for a guide, couldn't find one, so unfortunately it was a case of take it apart and then just see what I can do. Now, the process was very similar to the Vitas. You see, I've got the micro files here that I got in a 3D printing kit, and they're just really handy to make the micro USB hole a little bit bigger, because USB-C ports are slightly bigger than micro USB ports. Now, of course, this was the best find ever. That little USB breakout board, you can clearly see 5 volts, data minus, data plus, and ground. So I knew exactly where I was going to solder to. So that's exactly what I did. So I'm actually going to leave the original board inside the headset itself. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to do that is because there is a few more components on here. There is an LED, etc. Now, I won't be able to put it back to original and unfortunately I did lose the LED that shows the sort of when it's charging. That little LED goes orange when it's charging. Unfortunately, there is no LED there, but when you plug it into the computer, when you're wearing it, it will give you a beep to let you know it's charging. So those 4 red wires, I checked and double checked, triple checked to make sure they were going on the right ones, because yes, you should be using red, black, and then maybe white and green for the data plus and data minus. But it was a pretty simple solder job, no microscope required, even though I am using one here just to record the footage. Makes it a lot easier for you guys to see what's going on. Now, once I got it all soldered in, I used IPA to clean it, and then of course I did test it to make sure it was still working. It was then time to basically make that hole a little bit bigger, and then the plastic around it, I used my snips just to make sure that that USB-C breakout board would sit in place. Then I used super glue to glue the port in place, and then I put Captain tape around the old USB port. Now, once it was all back together and I confirmed it was working, it was time to replace those pretty nasty ear cups. So I bought these ones off Amazon, and they're so soft. They feel so much better than the originals, and they cost me about 13 bucks. Now, you can buy the official ones from Corsair and they're only about 7 bucks, but I did feel like I wanted a bit of an upgrade here. So these are fiddly to put on because how they sort of clip on is by stretching the material, but once we got it on, it's just so much more comfortable now, and I do feel like they breathe a lot better. So, one headset done. As you can see, the USB-C port looks fantastic. Those new ear cups, it's like having a new headset again. So you're probably as surprised as I am, because I took it apart and then staring me straight in the face was that micro USB breakout board, clearly labelled 5 volts ground, data plus and data minus. So it was so easy to wire it up, and then of course it was just a case of getting rid of some of the plastic, making sure that USB-C port fitted, and then we did actually glue it in place in the end. I did feel like super glue would be the best way to go. I didn't really want to have to design some kind of bracket to hold it in there, especially with space constraints. But I've been using the headset for about a week now, and I've had no problems whatsoever. That USB-C port is in there, it's not going anywhere, no matter how many times I plug it in and unplug it to charge it. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what project you think I should tackle next. Of course, we could do the PS3 controller, PS4, and I do have an original Xbox One Elite controller that is still rocking that micro USB connection. So drop me a comment below, let me know what I should upgrade next. So it's about time I ended the video, but I just want to thank you again for watching. Thanks again to JLC PCB for sponsoring this video. And of course, if you do enjoy my content, you know what to do by now. Like, subscribe, and then hit that bell icon so don't miss any future videos. I'm JP, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.